also got some really big news about the update of this mod. So we are currently playing Battletech Advanced 7.6. On Wednesday, to be determined number mod. I'm thinking the next mod will be called 8.0 because it's going to be a significant change to the gameplay for this mod. There's going to be some significant changes, which I will discuss. I think they're going to be very interesting and challenging changes, which means that on Wednesday, when that update drops, we are going to do a fresh start of Battletech Advanced. There's going to be some material changes to the mod, and whenever there's a significant change other than just the addition of mechs or some minor tweaks, I like to start Battletech Advanced fresh so we could fully see the impact on all phases of the game, because sometimes when they make a significant change and you're already playing with a fully developed company and you've got a mech bay full of assault mechs, you can't really feel some of the changes. So we're going to start from scratch. Really excited about it. Every time there's an opportunity to start from scratch because there's a significant change to this mod, I'm excited because it feels like it's a whole new game once again. So that is what we have planned, but that's going to be Wednesday. So Wednesday, the update is supposed to drop in the middle of the day on Wednesday so everybody can play it over the Thanksgiving break. Want to thank the whole BTA development team for putting together a Thanksgiving surprise for us, which we really need in 2020. So that's great news. So on Wednesday morning, we'll be playing regular Battletech Advanced unless the update happens earlier than expected. But then we'll update on Wednesday, and then Wednesday afternoon, with a bonus afternoon stream, we will start Battletech Advanced fresh with the new updated mod. So that's our plans, assuming the mod comes out on time, which I fully expect it will. But right now for today and for the next couple days, we're going to have fun with the current career, see how far we can get before we do a restart. And we have a 4.5-star battle all set up, so let's jump into it.
Command interface initiated.
No, I'm not getting audio. Hold on, guys. Let me... fix that. There we go. That's right. So one of the things I love about these straight up battles, looks like we have a Mackie right off the bat. So this is going to be a significant threat. So one of the things I like, we're kind of spread out 4 sheets to the wind here as our lance, but we'll
yes, Commander.
That's fine. So we're going to push up with our Wraith, who's our scout, and see what enemy we have in the valley up here. It looks like a Marauder. So we've got a Marauder up here. We knew from the preview that there's a Mackie up here. So let's go ahead, might as well go ahead and try to whittle down on this Marauder. Alright, got a couple hits, not bad considering we had a low hit percent chance there.
Commander.
Alright, let's push up with our Crab as well. Now, yesterday we lost our fire starter Omni, which really bums me out because that's one of my favorite scout mechs. So we're actually basically using our Crab, our HD Crab, as our second scout. Now, it doesn't have the speed of the fire starter or the jumping ability, but it does have a lot more armor protection.
What can I do for
so should be a pretty good trade-off there, but I still love our Firestarter Omni. I was sad when it couldn't be recovered. Alright, so we got this Marauder all by itself. So whenever you have an enemy in this game by itself, you gotta take advantage of that and hammer it as quickly as possible. Especially a weapon system like a Marauder X5, which is a very solid mech. We like to hammer it down as much as possible. Now, one of the changes for this mod is Precision Strike. You're no longer going to be allowed to... You will get a increased hit percent from Precision Strike, but you're not going to be able to select where the shot goes unless you have special Met Pilot abilities, or you have a component, or your pilot has reached a certain level. So Precision Strike has to be earned. So what we're going to do is I'm not going to use Precision Strike for the next couple days until my resolve gets all the way to 100% and it's full up, just to make sure we get used to the fact that we can't constantly use Precision Strike in the update. So I'm trying to train myself for this update. So if you're like, hey, how come he isn't using his Precision Strikes? That's why. I'm trying to train myself away from relying on the Precision Strikes.
Engage.
Alright, let's keep hammering this Marauder while we can, while he's all by himself.
Orders.
Getting lots of early shots in on this Marauder. You know, if we're in a position where we could do significant damage to one of these enemies before we have to face the rest, we're going to be in a really good place for the rest of this mission. Alright, got our Atlas.
Let's make some bad decisions.
Now, I brought an Atlas because this is a 4.5 skull mission. I haven't been taking assaults on anything less than 4 skulls, just to make things a little bit more fair and a little bit more challenging. Not really fair. That doesn't really apply because it's the AI. So,
Receiving.
all right. The next toy I put together yesterday, but I didn't get to show you, was our Mackie.
Hauling in.
And this Mackie has been built as a artillery carrier. As you can see, it has sniper artillery, it has thumper artillery, and it has a mortar as well. But more importantly, we literally have every type of ammo that you could possibly want for these weapons. So what I can do, for example here, is I can do Inferno for our sniper. I can do, let's do Fast Cam here for the thumper, and we'll do Air Burst for the mortar. So we can do a wide range of damage on one target, or we can engage multiple targets if you have multi-target pilot in this Mackie. That's what makes it so strong. So let's just go after this Marauder here.
Now let's see how you handle this. That hits something good.
Alright, so nice solid hits from the artillery piece from the Mackie.
Standing by.
Let's push up our Wraith, because I really want to see if we can get vision on more enemies here. So we'll push up our Wraith.
Maximum speed.
Alright, so we kind of start to get a feel for what this enemy lance is like. We've got the Marauder on the ropes here. We've got a Mackie. We've got a Awesome. And we've got another unknown 100-ton mech. So this is definitely a heavy lance. So let's actually start. Let's keep hammering this Marauder. Again, I have Precision Strike available, but I'm not going to use it because we don't have... We're training ourselves not to get
Inflicted some heavy damage.
constantly rely on Precision Strike. Because Precision Strike, as you know it, is going away with the next update. So,
I copy.
like we used to say in the Army, we train like we fight. So we're going to train for the next couple days for the new mod. And we're going to try to play as close to how we would play with the new mod as we can.
Engaging.
Alright, let's do some laser spam on that Marauder. Alright, Marauder goes after our Wraith, which is fine with me. All that's going to do is going to overheat it. Alright, let's move.
No sweat.
Alright, so we have more targets. So should we start working on some of these other targets, or should we put the hammer down on this Orion? This Marauder. If you know me, we're going to put the hammer down on this Marauder. So let's keep hitting this Marauder while we can. There we go, finished off the Marauder.
Bang! You're dead.
Alright, let's see how the enemy reacts here. They should be pushing towards
Waiting
us.
for orders.
Otherwise, we are going to make it a very bad day for them. Alright, let's put Flatline here in the sensor cloaking materials. It does reduce our hit percentage a little bit, but since Flatline is a level 10 gunner, it's not that big of a deal. And we're just going to use that extra protection that we would get by being in this mineral field.
Acknowledge.
Alright, let's start working on the Mackie here.
Receiving you. Understood. Moving fast.
Okay, again, we're going to keep working on the Mackie. Precision Strike is available, but again, we're not going to use it because I want to get out of the habit of using Precision Strike
Taking the shot.
since it's going to be fundamentally changed with the next update on Wednesday. I want to thank everybody who's joining our stream.
What do you want?
Please feel free to hop into the chat room. That's what it's there for. If you have any questions, opinions, thoughts,
Make some bad
questions,
decisions at high speed.
if you just want to talk about Battletech, that works too. But please jump in and say hello. Alright, so again, we're not going to use the Precision Strike because we're getting used to not having that Precision Strike available. It's going to be a really big change to gameplay with the new update. Because we're going to be in a situation where
Standing by.
it's going to be a fundamental change to what we do. Alright, so
On my way.
let's look at our Mackie. Now what we can do, now that we have multiple weapons platforms, multiple artillery weapons on this Mackie, we can actually use it to multi-target. And this is where artillery can really shine effectively. So let's target the Awesome here, and we'll target the Mackie. So we'll put Inferno Fire on the Mackie. Actually, we should put Inferno Fire on the Awesome because it's an energy build. Then for the Mackie here, let's do some fast cam. All right, so we could target 2 targets with our artillery Mackie here.
Acknowledge.
So we're going to put a whole bunch of fast cam around that Mackie. And we didn't get the best hit on that Awesome, but as you can see, we increased the heat on the Awesome. So if you have a artillery mech with multiple artillery pieces and you have multi-target, you can actually use your artillery to significantly downgrade several enemies at the same time. Alright, so we're going to keep our scout highly evasive here. Oh, 2 Mackies. So we got a Mackie, and a awesome left. Alright, so let's try to use our Wraith to keep this second Mackie busy more than anything else. Let's just try to keep him distracted. As long as we keep the Wraith evasive, it should be fine. I want to thank everybody for joining us. If you have any questions about Battletech Advanced, Battletech in general, if you have any thoughts on how we can improve our gameplay, let us know. We're trying to train for the updated mod, which is going to come out on Wednesday, which is going to have some fundamental changes. Hey, Skewed One.
Firing.
Just wondering if you saw Bloody Dove's stream yet from yesterday. Lots of information came out. So first of all, we're going to get an update of this mod in time for Thanksgiving. We're going to get it Wednesday morning, Wednesday midday in the East Coast. And there's going to be some serious fundamental changes to the mod. So at least for our streams, we're going to be switching to a fresh start so we can experience all of the changes of the mod with a fresh company. So we're really excited about that. Yeah, so a Skewed One, the biggest change is the Precision Strike ability is going to be significantly changed. You're only going to be able to get the increase in accuracy. You're not going to be able to target a specific part of the mech unless you either get components or a pilot that has that ability. In this case, for right now, I'm only using Precision Strike when my resolve gets to 100%, and then I can use a Precision Strike. So let's go for the head on this Mackie. So basically, Skewed One, I'm reducing our ability to do precision strikes to try to train for the new updated mod, because it's going to be a pretty significant change.
Roger that.
So that's why we're, at least for our streams, we're going to be doing a fresh start starting Wednesday afternoon. Yeah, you're gonna have to do it. Well, you don't have to do a fresh start to get the skill. You can simply retrain your pilots, which are allowed to do one time. But personally, I'm going to do a fresh start because this significantly changes the gameplay, and I want to do that. In addition, I'm going to go from requiring 5 mech parts to 4 because there's going to be so many new mechs that it's going to be very hard to put mechs together if I stick with 5 mech parts. Alright, let's hit the Mackie again.
Got it.
We're not using Precision Strike even though we have the ability saved up, because we want to train ourselves out of Precision Strike. Because I do believe, like the mod developers, that Precision Strike is kind of like a band-aid for a lot of people, and it's not very realistic with Battletech. If you look at the lore, even the best pilots were not able to just take off a leg with one shot, unless they were very lucky. So it's going to be much more realistic.
Let's make some bad decisions at high speed.
A Skewed One said, "Oh, I didn't think that was a thing in Battletech Advanced. I have too many pilots already at 4x10, and I didn't want to miss out on snipers. Well, sniping. Well, there's going to be sniping ability. It's just you have to get either you have to train up your pilot, or you have to get a computer that gives you the ability. So it's still going to be a thing. It's not going to be as common. And you're still going to get the increase in chances of hit with a precision strike. So if I use a precision strike here, let's use this example here. Okay, so if I go down and I use the Mackie, if I did a precision strike, I'm not going to do it because this is an artillery piece. Well, I guess I can. So let's do precision strike. So we'll do precision strike on this Mackie. Now, you're still going to get the increase in accuracy, but you're not going to be able to select where the shot goes. So you're still going to be more likely to hit the target. You're just not going to be able to say, oh, okay, we'll go for the head, for example. Let's do a shape charge. We could do 3 shape charges here. Can I? No. We'll do air burst, shape charge, and shape charge. All going for the head.
Firing a full salvo. I think I hit something good.
They've got a
A
lock on me.
skewed one, I'm pretty sure you can do a retrain in Battletech Advanced. I'll check into it for you. I'll look into the wiki, but I think there is a one-time ability to retrain your pilots. But, you know, for you, for example, the skewed one, if you don't want to do a fresh start, all you would have to do is install the battle computers that give you the ability to do precision strikes. Now that will cost you some tonnage, so you're going to have to trade off some weapons for the ability to do the precision strike.
Hightailing it.
I think the battle computer, he said, was going to cost around 3 tons to allow the precision strike. So number one, you would have to find the battle computer. And then number two, you'd have to install it and possibly trade off some weapons to have the ability. So
Got the angle. Taking the shot.
I think it's a very interesting change to the gameplay. So I'm looking forward to seeing
Critical
it.
hit, Commander.
You'll just send everyone out with 0 back armor? Yeah,
Yeah.
you could do that. You could certainly do that. But we'll see. So that updated mod is going to come out on Wednesday around noon Eastern time. He said midday Eastern time. So on Wednesday afternoon, Pacific time, I will be doing a stream with the updated mod, just to get us kicked off, and we're going to do a fresh start of the game. I'm excited. Anytime I have a reason to do a fresh start in this game, I enjoy it, because I actually find the first 300, 400 days of this game to be the most fun and
No need to tell
challenging.
me twice.
Once I have a mech bay full of assaults, it gets a little less exciting. All right, let's hit the Mackie with everything here, including our Inferno rocket launchers.
This should be good.
All right, there goes the Mackie. How many parts did we
Gotcha.
get? 1 part.
Flamer is empty.
All that work for 1 Mackie part. I've been robbed, I tell you.
For orders.
You know, that's another thing. Probably with the change in precision strike, it's going to be harder to farm mech parts. Well, I know it will be, because we're going to have a situation where we're not going to be able to just precision strike the legs every time. So
I'm on it.
it's going to be different, but I'm excited about trying something new.
Aye, aye.
What does everybody else think about these changes? I know a lot of people in the Discord for Battletech Advanced have agreed with me and think that it's a perfect time to do a restart on the mod. I'd like to remind everybody that we do have a Funko Pop giveaway. So if you give us a follow here on twitch.tv, Commando Gaming 1. Give us a follow and you'll be entered into our Funko Pop giveaway. Alright, let's keep hitting the Mackie.
Taking heavy hits, Commander.
Alright, so we got the Mackie left and we have the Awesome left. So this mission is going pretty smoothly.
On the clock. What do you want?
Let's push up with our Atlas.
All right, let's get down to it.
Alright, now the Atlas can actually bring its full firepower to bear. Let's see. Yeah. Alright, let's just keep pounding the Mackie here. Ooh. Got some good hits on our crab there, but we'll be alright. Askewed 1, how are things going in your neck of the woods? Are you going to have...
What's up, boss?
What's your work schedule? Do you work Wednesday night, or do you have Wednesday night off because Thursday is a holiday? I'm going to guess that you're working on Wednesday night.
Locking on.
High stability damage weapons are going to be at a premium. Yes, that is true.
Standing by.
Wednesday into Thursday morning, you're going to be working. Okay. Well, at least you get the holiday off. You know, there are a lot of our first responders and servicemen that will not be able to enjoy the holiday. So, you know, that's something we should all be thankful for on Thanksgiving, is the men and women who are in the military or our first responders who are trying to keep us safe and healthy during COVID. So hats off to them. Being someone who has been in uniform on holidays, it's not the most fun situation, but it's part of the sacrifice that people make to be our protectors. So hopefully everybody's keeping safe. Askewed 1, are you
Waiting on you, Commander.
are you able to see your family during the holidays? I'm keeping my Thanksgiving down to 3 people. So it's not going to be the traditional holiday experience by any long shot. All right, so now that our precision strike is fully charged, we're going to allow us to do 1 precision strike to prepare for what the new mod is going to be like. So we'll do 1 precision strike here. Oh, you're going to have 5 people. So that's Askewed 1, if I'm not mistaken, that would be just your immediate family, correct? Just the members of your household? That's been really recommended, at least where I live, that you keep the Thanksgiving party down to the people that would normally be in your household. So Askewed 1 says, myself, my girlfriend, and her 3 daughters, big family gathering got called off. So, you know, I hate to see that. Now, remember, you're still going to have the ability to do precision strikes when an enemy mech is on the ground. So, another thing, Askewed 1, is a strategy change might be that you focus on getting knockdowns even more, because you can then pick the enemy apart while it's on the ground. So, just thinking out loud here, Askewed 1, could it be that missile boats might be a viable solution to this updated mod, because if you can get knocked down and then you can have the rest of your lance pick the enemy apart while it's on the ground, that might be a viable strategic option for us. We're going to have to see how it rolls out tomorrow or Wednesday. Yes, okay, Skewed One. That's what a Skewed One meant with high stability damage weapons being a premium. Yeah, I would agree. So, once you get knocked down on an enemy, then you can start picking it apart. As I tried to do there, but we missed the leg,
Scored a critical
apparently.
hit. Yep.
Another big stability weapon, I would argue, would be the artillery, because the artillery is very effective at impacting stability, both by destroying legs with fast cam and by doing stability damage with direct hits. All right, so let's keep working on our Dragonfire here. We'll go for on the Mackie, we'll go for the legs.
All weapons.
Right. High kick damage melee mechs could work too. About 1/3 of the time when mine gets in close, it'll remove a leg by itself. Yes, that's true. So that is why all these examples are why I'm gonna do a fresh start, because I want to explore all the different ways that the updated mod is going to change gameplay. So I'm actually excited about it. I'm happy to have a reason to do a restart in this game, just because it makes things more challenging to me anytime, especially when we make the game a little harder, which is going to be the case with this update. I'm going to enjoy it. Now, one thing
Good to go.
that people are going to have to make a decision about is there could be some people who just don't want to update the mod after 7.6 because they like the current game experience. And if you do that, then theoretically you could just keep playing as is if you just want to. But personally, I'm excited about this new change. All right, let's do some Inferno, some fast cam on this awesome. Try to overheat it and put a whole bunch of fast cam around it so we can keep overheating that mech as it moves around. So that's a really good point, Skewed One, about how melee mechs might be much more valuable if you can get in close and knock an enemy down. That's going to help your lance pick the enemy mechs apart. So that's a really good point. Now let's move our Wraith over and start shooting into the back of this awesome.
Roger that.
The Wraith is such a great backstabbing mech.
Firing on your arc.
Now, if you max out its stealth and evasion, which I have, it does take some weapons away, but it's still a very effective platform for backstabbing. I really like the Wraith. Alright, let's... Right, so our precision strike is filled up here, so we'll pretend that we have the ability to use a precision strike once the morale bar is at 100%. That's just for training purposes, so we can get used to playing the new updated mod. Alright, so we got knocked down there on the Mackie. Again, that increases the rest of our lance's ability to pick the enemy apart without using precision strikes. You're going to take a break from this until the holiday actually hits, the Skewed One, so you're not going to play anymore? Oh, you've been having lots of fun with Fuser. Okay. I know you were excited about that game. And you actually sent me a cool example of how you put some music together. I can't share that on the stream at the moment, but if you want to tell everybody quickly what Fuser is about and how they can get it and what platforms it's on, I think there's some people that would be interested in that.
No sweat.
All right, some good hits on that Mackie, and there goes the Mackie.
And stay down.
And we only got one salvageable part. So I think another thing that's going to come out of this updated mod is we are going to have fewer mech parts gathered. And that makes sense because you're going to get, with less precision strikes, you're going to have more engine kills, which reduces how many components that you get with a mech kill. So
Roger.
I think until we get creative about how we can find ways to maximize our salvage, or until you can get the weapons components to do precision strikes, I think your ammo, your ability to collect mech parts is going to go down a little bit. You know, like let's say on average, instead of getting 3 parts per mech, you might get 2 parts per mech, just as an example. Or maybe even 1 part. So it's again going to put mech parts in a premium, which is very true to the lore. In the lore, getting any mech salvage was considered a key part of a mercenary's career. So the skewed one says Fuser is basically a DJ simulator where you get to mash up a bunch of different songs put together. All right, so that sounds like fun. You know, for those of you out there that really like music, I think Fuser could be a fun game. The skewed one, what is the pricing on Fuser right now? He also says it's available just about everywhere: Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and Switch. So is it a expensive game? I'm assuming it's going to be a pricey game, just because they have to pay for the licensing for all those songs. Right, we're not going to be able to use everything here, so we'll use the mortar and the inferno here. Just keep overheating this awesome as much as we can. Ooh, nice hits there. Plus 51 heat.
Reporting. Can't vent all this heat. Aye, aye.
Alright.
Position confirmed.
It's a full $60, and there's also a season pass for $40, but that's where I expected it to be. So the season pass, is that just so you can play it for a short period of time? How does the season pass work? Alright, our Wraith is very overheated here.
Target lock on enemy's rear.
We'll just get one shot in. I'm assuming the season pass is like,
Aye, aye.
basically you can play it for a short period of time instead of as long as you want. Seems like the $60 for unlimited. There's always the possibility of sales around these times, so I'd recommend keeping an eye out for possible discounts on Fuser. Okay. Now, I will say, a skewed one, it feels to me like I buy most of my games on Steam, and it feels to me like
Pedal to the metal.
there are fewer sales on Steam this year than there was in the past, because I think that the retailers know that there's more people playing video games right now because of COVID, so they feel like they can charge full price on most games. So I haven't seen as many reductions in price or quote-unquote sales as I've seen in the past. All right, there's a good hit. So we did a precision strike. We got knocked down. So we caused... Oh, this is an elite pilot because he has 6 health, or he did. Oh, okay. So a skewed one, if you pay $60, you get more songs. He also says, I was so pleasantly surprised to see that Groove is in the Heart was one of the first expansion songs they put out. Oh, they already put expansion songs out?
Position confirmed.
That's a fun song. Groove is in the Heart. I could see that as a very popular song for DJs to use. All right. All right. So since this mech is on the ground, we want to take advantage of that because we do get the ability to target individual parts.
That's a kill.
All right. There we go. Successful mission. I probably brought a little bit too much firepower to this game, or to this battle. And I don't think the enemy played very well in that scenario. I mean, we were facing 3 assaults and a heavy. We should have had a lot more challenged in that mission than we did. I don't think we even took any damage. Let's see. Looks like our Atlas took 1 small strike. Our Crab took a couple hits, and our Wraith took a couple hits, but that was it. Harmonix is very quick to keep expanding their music catalogs. Well, that's really good, Askewed One, because that's going to give you a lot more replayability with that game if they're constantly adding new mods. So we're going to take the Mackie parts and an awesome part here. So we got 2 awesome parts, 2 Mackie parts, a Marauder part, and a Marauder part. Not bad salvage at all for that mission. All right. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying Fuser. From the little clip that you sent me, it seemed like it was a lot of fun. You know, have you ever thought of doing like a longer YouTube video or perhaps a stream with Fuser? Because I think that would be interesting. All right, we're going to need some mech repairs. That means that we have a mech that we can put together. Whenever Yang says we're going to need some repairs, and you know that you didn't have a mech that was seriously damaged, that tells me that we're going to have a mech that we can put together. That's a little tip for you. So you don't have to constantly go in and check the mech bay. You can actually just wait for Yang to tell you, hey, we need some repairs. And that's his way of saying, hey, we have another mech for you to put together. So that's just a quick tip. I've had people say
Commander?
that they get frustrated that they constantly need to go in and see if they have a mech to put together.
Warrior training complete.
If Yang tells you, hey, we've got some repairs to do, meet me in the mech bay, that tells you that you actually have mechs to put together. So
Training
keep that in mind. Okay.
What can I do for you?
Reading you.
I hear you.
Well, that's right. You, Askewed One, you have the new game on the PlayStation 5, which is a little harder to stream than the PC. I know there's ways of doing it,
Got something you want
and
done?
if I get a PlayStation 5, and it's definitely on my long-term wish list once things calm down as far as popularity, I really want to look into maybe streaming from the PlayStation. It's a different way to stream, and it's a little bit more complicated, but once you get the hang of it, I've heard that it's pretty easy to stream from the PlayStation.
Receiving.
And I know there's a lot of big streamers who do... Alright, let's do Knife Fighter here, just so we can have some variety. I know there's a lot of big streamers who stream from the PlayStation platform. Askewed One says, I think I can do it straight from the console, though. I don't know. Is that a new feature for PlayStation 5? Or is that something that you could always do with PlayStation 4 and I just never knew about it? I thought that you had to actually... I thought you actually had to attach the PlayStation to the computer to be able to stream it. I'm not sure. Oh, it was part of the PlayStation 4. I did not know that. But I don't usually use my PlayStation 4 very much. I just find that PC games are a little more challenging. So like I said, Yang said, come to the mech bay, wink wink. So let's find out. Okay, so we could put together another Mackie. Oh, I could put together a Stalker. Alright, I actually need the Stalker more than I need a Mackie. What else? We can do a Cicada. I'll put a Stalker together. But we got to make room for it. So what can we get rid of here? I'm not using this Guillotine, so let's put that into storage. And we'll put together a Stalker, because I actually do like the Stalker quite a bit. Alright. Let's take a look at our new toy, the Stalker 5L. Or the 7L. 7L is a Capellan test bed for new technologies. Departing from the traditional Stalker configuration of the past, the L7 carries volatile but potent hypervelocity Class 10 autocannon as its main gun. A trio of new multi-missile launcher 9 racks supplement the punching power of the HVAC and also allows the Stalker to employ specialty munitions. All right, that's kind of an interesting build. I don't know if I've seen the 7L before, so let's take a look at it. All right, so we've got ML9, 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 and then we have different types of munitions that we can use with those ML9s. Okay. So we can do LRM, we can do SRM out of these ML9. So that does give this mech a lot of flexibility. And then we have the hypervelocity AC-10. We also have case here. Now what can we do to ramp this thing up a little bit? Because I'm always looking to ramp it up. Now you could argue, let's see. Oh, we have a light engine. We could put the light engine here. Not enough free slots. Okay, so we can actually fix that. So what we could do, we want to take this ammo out of the center torso anyway. So we're going to take that ammo out of the center torso. Like so. And that should give us enough room for the engine light. Let's see. There we go. So we can put in the engine light. That gives us another 3 tons available. So, alright, this is a missile build. So let's look at missiles that we can add to the fun here. Yep, that's how yes. MMLs use the same weapon. The beauty of the MMLs is you can use LRM missiles and you can use SRM missiles, and they can interchange depending on what you want to fire. So MMLs are very flexible. Let's put it that way. Now you do give up a little firepower, I would say, but you know they're very solid. All right, so we have 3 tons available. So let's look at missiles that we can put into this to really increase the pop here. Now the challenge is we don't have any space. So what we could do here is we could take off a double heat sink. And we still have plenty of heat release here. So I could do a rocket launcher 20. I'm not feeling like we're getting enough bang for our buck out of this mech. The firepower is not that great for an 85 tonner. Now, what could we do? I know what we could do. Bear with me. Alright, so what we're going to do, I'm going to strip this thing down. We're going to put the... we're going to put the light engine in. And Skewed 1, we talked about maybe a LRM boat would be useful to get some knockdown. So what if we turn this thing into a serious LRM boat and see what we can do with it? So let's do that. So let's give that a try. So we're going to turn this thing into an LRM boat. I'm not a huge fan of LRM boats, but let's just give this a try. So we got LRM 20, LRM 20, LRM 20. Come on, LRM 20. Okay, so that's LRM 60. We can do another LRM 20. Another LRM 20. So that's LRM 20, 20, 80. LRM 100. All right. Now I still need to put a fusion core in here, so that we might be jumping the guns here. Probably can't put that much in. Where's that? Where's that core? Here's the core. Yeah. That was a dream that we could put all that in. So let's strip off the LRM 20. LRM 20. What if we do... Theoretically, the LRM 15 is the most bang for your buck. So let's start out with LRM 15. LRM 15. LRM 15. LRM 15. Let's put as much in the torso as we can for obvious reasons. Let's see, I've never really touched them because they thought they had their own. Okay, haven't really built one in a while. Mostly gone with MRMs and Thunderbolts. I agree. But I think with the loss of precision strike, this might actually be a viable situation here. So let's do, let's see, we do need enough tonnage that we can have missiles. So let's do LRM 10, LRM 10. So that's LRM. We also want to put the Artemis back in, probably. So that's LRM 45, 55, 65. LRM 65. So I think that is... let's tweak this a little. Let's do LRM 15. All right, so that still gives us... So that gives us 45, 30, 45, 60, 70. All right, that's 70 LRMs. And let's take a look at our ammo and see what fun things we can do with our ammo here. So we're looking for knockdown a lot. All right, so follow the leader is a risky move because you pretty much either everything hits or nothing hits. Now we could do I mean, I think you either want to do Swarm. I think you want to do Swarm here. So we'll do Swarm. 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 Let's put Case back in. Case. And Case. And we could still put ammo in the arms. And the Case will still protect the center torso a little bit. So that's probably the best option. So let's do we can also do light ferro, give us a little bit more tonnage. That could work. Okay, so then let's go back to loading this thing up with ammo like crazy, because this thing is going to go through ammo like crazy. So let's do Swarm. 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 Let's do some follow the leader. Follow the leader. And what about a battle computer? Okay. Let's see. Right, so I could take the Artemis out, and then I could put in the +2 missile accuracy, and that would work just fine. Alright, so the goal of this mech is going to be to try to help get knocked down as quickly as possible.
Logged and
So, I mean, I think missile boats might actually be a viable option for the updated mod, because we're going to be looking to get knocked down as much as possible. So if we have a missile boat or two along with our lance, that will probably help us with our efforts to get knockdowns. So we'll see if we can get that stalker together in time to try that out. Okay, we got to destroy the base mission. Let's just knock this out before we go to the next planet. Alright. This lance is probably overkill, but I just want to push through this mission quickly. So let's do a little overkill. That's okay. Overkill sometimes is fun. I have to say, Skewed One, if I was a mech company commander and I had an Atlas sitting in the mech bay, would I ever not take an Atlas down on a mission? I mean, maybe if it's a strike or a retrieval mission or something where you're getting in and out quickly, maybe. But it would be really hard to just leave an Atlas sitting in the mech bay if I was a mech commander. That's just my thoughts on it. What do you think? And I also want to encourage everybody to get involved in the chat room. So if you have any questions about Battletech Advanced, you have any questions about Battletech in general, if you have any questions about Battletech lore, those things are all viable. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I think I think that's why I'm doing a fresh start when we get the updated mod, because I do think this is going to change things a lot. I think you're right. Weapons that could give you knockdown and stability damage are going to be at a premium. Because when can you
Command interface initiated.
get precision strikes if we take precision strikes away? The easiest answer is when the enemy is on the ground. So knockdown bots could be a thing.
What's up, boss?
Whether you want to do that with a brawler, or if you want to do that with a missile
Position
boat,
confirmed.
or if you want to do that with weapons that have knockdown capability, all those things come into play. Oh, shut down due to heat.
Commander.
I skewed one. Thank you. That is a very good point. So, if we're going to reduce the amount of precision strikes you can do, another thing we can do is we can
Copy.
overheat the enemy so that you get the free precision strikes. But that also runs the risk of them combusting completely and leaving with only one part. You're right. All right, we got a Rhino fire support tank. Let's see if we can get a tag on that.
Copy.
I always find it odd, a skewed one, when you shoot 6 lasers and the only thing that hits is a tag. Theoretically, you should be firing those along the same line, and you should get some laser hits, not just always just tag, but that's just the way it goes. I mean, theoretically, tag is easier to aim because it is a... Actually, tag should not be any easier to aim than a laser, now that I think about it. I take that back. So yes, so knocking a mech down or overheating it are going to be the best options
They've got a sensor
if you
lock.
want to try to take a mech together in parts. And in fact, overheating it actually gives you 2 rounds where you can do precision strikes. Putting it on the ground only gives you 1 round for precision strikes. So it's actually overheating a mech might be the best option, now that I think about it. Although you do risk the chances that it'll just explode on its own. Alright,
Yes, Commander.
let's keep working on these enemy mechs before we have to go in against turrets.
Copy that.
I assume there'll be turrets here. Yeah, I think there's going to be turrets. Alright, so we got a catapult here. As always, catapults are prime targets. You know, I mean, also a skewed one, you know, PPCs are also a great way to cause stability on an enemy. So, a mech that has 4 PPCs, like a
They've got a lock on me.
Awesome, for example, might be a great knockdown mech as well.
Yikes! That hit hard.
Yeah, I agree, skewed one.
Aye, aye.
Sometimes I feel like laser accuracy is a little too low in this game. You know, lasers do get a slight buff over other weapons, but sometimes I feel like it should be more because theoretically there should be less to offset the accuracy of lasers than any other component. Because with weapons that use ammo, there's always variances in the ammo that would cause problems.
Standing by.
We saw this all the time in the military, is
On my
all
way.
bullets
Double
are not
fine.
the same. Sometimes when they're manufactured, there's a small percent that are mismanufactured, and that causes impacts on accuracy. We saw that all the time in the at the range when I was in the military. So, all right, let's put some sniper inferno on this catapult,
Taking a shot.
along with some fast cam and some air burst. There we go. that catapult's going to have a hard time not overheating.
Standing by.
So let's try some trial and error on different ways that we can cause mechs to overheat, because I do think that's going to be a big item with the new update. I'm trying to keep out of range of these turrets here. Let's just go over here.
Roger that.
Zeroing a rifle is always fun times. Yep, that is for sure. Skewed One, you were in the military as well, so you're very familiar. You know what a lot of people don't see when they watch TV, if they've never fired a weapon, what you have to do is you adjust the weapon to the shooter and not the other way around. So the process of zeroing in a rifle is a very long and tedious process. That's why in the military, they're very careful that your rifle is your rifle, because it's adjusted to your abilities. It's adjusted to how you see. It's adjusted to any quirks in your vision. And it's a big comfort to a soldier when he knows his his weapon is zeroed in for him. So that is absolutely the case. So, yeah. One of the first things you do in a typical military mission where you're going to work on your shooting skills is you spend the first part of the day actually zeroing in your weapon, because even if you get your weapon back, it's constantly being jostled around or hit against things. So every time you shoot at the shooting range, one of the first things that you do in the military is you spend a lot of time getting your weapon zeroed in. So you're right there.
Roger that.
You know, I always love it when they have, if you're watching a movie,
Good to go.
for example, and you have one of your heroes pick up a weapon from an enemy, and they instantly are able to get headshots and take the enemy out, that's virtually impossible. So a good sharpshooter can adjust to their weapon. So for example, if a weapon is pulling high, one of the things you can do is aim down lower onto the target. But the idea of a hero picking up somebody else's weapons and immediately getting headshots is just ridiculous. That does not happen. That's just a TV thing. It's funny, but it's just a TV thing. That's not real. All right, let's keep working on this catapult.
Come on, send me a real mech warrior. Waiting for orders.
All right. We've got this catapult all isolated from its peers, and I always tell you, when you have an enemy isolated, you want to just keep hitting it like crazy, because when you have an enemy isolated, that's your best opportunity to really give yourself a tactical advantage on the field, is if you can take one of the enemies out, so you then can have a significant numerical advantage.
Orders.
All right, so keeping in mind that overheating is probably going to be a significant positive with the updated mod, let's keep in mind different ways that we can try to either knock down the enemy or overheat it without using precision strikes.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
Because hit percentages are definitely going to be a little harder to come by. Now, you still will get a buff for precision strikes. You're just not going to be. You can increase your chances of a hit, but you can't increase. You can't decide where the hit is going to go unless your pilot has special training or a computer to do that for them, which logically does make sense. It is much more realistic that way. All right, let's go after this Rhino support vehicle. Much better hits than we should have gotten actually on that shot. Oh, all right. There you go. That catapult overheated. And we probably got one mech part out of it. So that's a bummer. All right, let's see what we have. So we got a Cyclops. And we have this Rhino fire support tank here. All right. So we actually have a really good chance of hammering the Cyclops here. So let's put all of our artillery weapons into the Cyclops. So much for that. Well, I mean, I really don't care about salvage so much right now, a skewed one on a catapult. So I'm not too worried about that. The Cyclops here, I definitely would like parts from. So let's see if we can maximize salvage on this catapult. Or sorry, the Cyclops. Catapult, it's like, I don't really care about putting together another catapult except to sell it. Now, earlier on in my career, yes, I absolutely would like a catapult. So it's all relative. A Clint, I haven't seen a Clint in quite some time.
They've got a lock on me.
I probably have a whole bunch of Clint
Looks like
parts
somebody's an asshole.
sitting in storage. Oh. Are we going to get knocked down on our crab? Oh, knocked down on our crab. Ouch.
I can see why people enjoy this line of work.
It's still sad to see it happen, even if it's the AI. Yeah, I mean, I've talked to Bloody Doves, who's the developer of this mod, and they don't really see the fact that the AI tends to blow itself up as too big of a deal. Probably because it actually benefits the players if the AI does that. But with this new update, maybe it'll put more emphasis on making sure that you don't have self-destructing mechs all the time. Because it can be a little frustrating if there's a mech that you want and it self-destructs. And you only get one part instead of maybe 5 parts, for example. Alright, that Cyclops should be starting to overheat. Alright, the Cyclops has a Gauss. That's actually a really nice Cyclops. I've never been a huge fan of Cyclopses. Oh, and he killed himself. We overheated him too much. Okay. Case in point, a skewed one. Well, I mean, that's one way for us to farm parts.
Oh, my armor's melting off.
You're fine. You've got plenty of armor. I know. I see it more as taking some of the challenge out of it if they keep doing well that. Yeah. But then again, you kind of have to play to the cards you're dealt, right? So there are definitely things that we can do to avoid overheating. And sometimes it's good, quite frankly, that the enemy overheats.
All weapons are go.
Right, let's see if we can get rid of this Clint quickly. I don't care about salvage on a Clint. If he would blow up, that would be great.
Critical hit, Commander.
No, he didn't blow up.
My flamer is empty.
Alright, Thunderbolt turret. So I'm excited to see what the updated mod looks like. You know, the beauty of it is, if you want to just stay at 7.6
On my
and
way.
play
Double time.
the mod as it currently is, you can do that. You can absolutely do that. Personally, I'm looking forward to
Locked on.
the challenge of the updated mod. All right, there goes the Clint.
That one's gone.
Oh, great. Skewed 1, we got four parts of the Clint. Isn't that exciting?
Got a sensor lock on me.
Sometimes you're like, really? You're giving me 4 parts of the thing that I don't care about? But, you know, at the end of the day, it is salvage. Salvage is salvage. Can't really complain too much about that, I guess. All right. Let's see. Let's see if we can start taking out
Looking out.
some of these turrets here. Heavy Thunderbolt turret. This thing needs to go away quickly. I'll take almost any reason to celebrate right
sure.
now. Starcadian, first of all, thank you for joining us, and thank you for the question. I need you to clarify. So, are you playing modded Battletech right now? Like, for example, are you playing BTA now, and you want to know if the update will allow you to continue? Or are you playing unmodded Battletech and you want to add the mod? Those are two different questions. So if you can clarify what you're currently playing, that will help me answer your question. He wants to know if he has to do a restart with the mod. And I need to know if he's currently playing the mod or if he's just playing vanilla Battletech and he's thinking about adding the mod.
Good shot, Commander. Enemy structure down.
Target destroyed.
You know, anytime you're adding a mod to your game, in most cases you're going to have to do a restart, and that actually works for you because
Let's make some bad decisions.
with the mods the gameplay is significantly better. Oh, Starcadian, oh, you downloaded the mod like you recommended and you really like it. So you're playing Battletech Advanced and you really like it. So I'm assuming your question is, with the update that comes out on Wednesday, do you have to do a fresh start? No, you do not. You can play, especially since you just started the game, I don't think there's any reason for you to do a fresh start. Me, for example, since I'm pretty far along in a career, it makes sense for me to restart. So that's kind of the difference. Starcadian, when, and this goes for anybody else who's playing Battletech Advanced, how you update this game is really simple. So when you download the game, you download an executable which puts the mod onto your base game. When you want to update, all you have to do is open up that executable and activate it, and then it will run the update for you and you'll be all set to play.
Let's see if I'm sober enough to
I really love this mod because it's so easy to update and load onto your game. Anybody on this stream who's dealt with mods before can tell you that Battletech Advanced is probably the easiest mod to install. I mean, it's...
Understood. Moving fast.
I've had mods where you spend a whole day taking files out, adding files, downloading files, just to get a mod to work correctly. So, let's see. We have a Precision Strike available. So let's actually see if we can get rid of this Thunderbolt turret here. So we're going to do shape charges and airburst. That'll get us the most damage
Copy that.
on a stationary target. Alright, didn't take it out.
Good to go.
So Starcadian, you can just on Wednesday, if you want to update to the new updated mod, which I recommend,
Full speed.
all you have to do is start up the executable for VTA and just run it, and it will update your mod for you. It's really easy.
Roger that.
Once you have the mod installed, most updates only take about 10 minutes for you to update. So it's really not a significant amount of time to get yourself back up and running. All right, let's push up. I want to get rid of this Thunderbolt turret before it can shoot again.
Firing.
All right, there goes the Thunderbolt turret.
Turret destroyed.
So I'm really excited about when this updated mod comes out Wednesday. It's going to be in the middle of the day on Wednesday. That's what I've been told. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
Sprinting.
In honor of the Thanksgiving holiday. So those of you that are outside of the country, you get a free you get a reason to celebrate along with the rest of us Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving obviously is not a thing in other parts of the world. Well, most countries do have their version of Thanksgiving, but it's usually not on the same date. So for example,
Roger.
Canada, I think, has their Thanksgiving October 15th or 16th, if I'm not mistaken. So they already had their Thanksgiving. But most countries have some sort of Thanksgiving family holiday. It's just on different days.
One less turret.
So we'll all have something to be thankful for this week. So I'm excited about it. In the meantime, we're going to try to get ahead of it by coming up with theories and strategies that will help you when the new updated mod comes out. And we think getting knockdown on the enemy is going to be very important, and also overheating the enemy is going to be very important. So those are the key things that we're going to be looking for: knockdown and the ability to another heavy thunderbolt target. Right.
I copy.
Turret. Let's make sure to take that out as quickly as possible. Right, some good strikes there. I think we have another mech, and then we have this Rhino support vehicle to take out as well.
I've been sensor locked.
But these turrets are much more dangerous. Heavy Thunderbolt turrets are very nasty, and we want to make sure we take those out quickly. Alright, that was some swarm missiles. So we know the Rhino has swarm
I'm on the clock. What do you
based
want?
on how those missiles went out. You know, it's always interesting. After a while, this base sure loves the big missiles. Yes. So, I mean, I remember when the base game came out of Skewed 1, I could just, if I didn't have sensor range on a target, if the mech shot at me, I could figure out exactly what I was up against based on what it shot at me. But now, with so many mechs available and so many different tonnages, it's very hard to predict which mech I'm up against. So, might as well take out a building here while we get in range. We still have three turrets.
Boy, I should call my
No,
realtor.
two
Looks
turrets
like the market
left,
just opened
and
up.
a Rhino support vehicle
Good to go.
and a mech. So let's push up here.
On the move. Full speed.
Right. Can we get... Alright, let's keep working on this heavy Thunderbolt turret. I'm going to pretend we can't do precision strike. So let's do Inferno because it causes damage over a broad area. We'll do Heat, and we'll do Airburst, and see if we can finish off this Thunderbolt turret. That also does damage to the buildings, which is a bonus. Alright, we didn't take out the Thunderbolt turret there. Oh, here comes the Thunderbolt rounds. Alright, we lucked out there. Only took one hit on the crab, I think. So I'm really excited. So the updated mod will come out on Wednesday around noon Eastern time in the United States. So I'm going to be streaming the afternoon after it's released. So we'll do a fresh start on Battletech Advanced with the updated mod. And we'll try to figure it out together. So if you're going to be around on Wednesday afternoon and evening, please keep an eye out for me, because I'm going to try to stream a fair amount to see if we can start figuring out this new mod, because it is going to be significantly different. I think it's going to be a good different.
Roger.
It's going to be a good different for sure, but it's going to be definitely different. All right.
Engage.
No, I'm going to die. Thank you for joining us. There aren't going to be tanks and VTOLs, but there's going to be a lot more data on the screen, for example. So it's going to tell you if you're...
Good to go.
It's hard to describe, but you're going to have a lot more data on what your mech is doing any given time. You're also going to have more data on your enemies. But the biggest change is Precision Strike is not going to allow you, without the right component or pilot training, to select where your strike is going to hit the enemy mech.
Tell me what to shoot.
You will get an increase in accuracy and chances of hitting. You're just not going to be able to decide where the shot goes. So it's going to be harder to do headshots and leg shots with the updated mod. Now you always have the ability to just stay at 7.6 if you don't want to. For example, let's say you're not sure if you're going to like the change. You could stay at 7.6 and then you could watch people stream and see if you like the updated changes or not. But, you know, you're not going to get updated support with the mod if you keep it straight. Yes, I think it's going to be much more interesting. I'm going to die. So what a lot of people are going to do with the updated mod, which comes out Wednesday afternoon, is we're going to do a fresh start. So for my streams, I'm going to do a fresh start for the game, because it's going to be much more different. So I want to experience the changes from the beginning of the game. So starting out as a fresh company, we're going to experience the changes. You can also gear the training of your pilots and the design of your mechs around the new change. So for example, you might want to give up weapons so you can actually have the computer that will allow you to do precision strikes. So I'm gonna die. It's probably gonna be a good change. Are old saves compatible to the update? Yes, this is not... The update, which is coming out on Wednesday, is not a save-breaking update. So you could just update and you could continue on with your campaign, or you can do a fresh start, or you could just not update and keep playing version 7.6. It's really up to you. But it is not a save-breaking update. So if you want to stick with your current start and just update the mod, you certainly can. but one of the reasons I do fresh starts...
Time to bug out. Get to the LZ for extraction.
One of the reasons I do fresh starts is because it lets me experience all the changes from a beginning to end sort of experience.
Full speed. No target.
But yes, I'm going to die. You could just keep playing as if there was not an update if you want to. Or you can just do the update and then not make the change. All right, let's see if we can finish off this
Firing
Gauss
on
turret
target.
with artillery. Boom, there we go.
Turret destroyed.
I'm gonna die.
My heat sink
You're going up to
can't
clan
advance enough.
space, so
I'm taking damage.
have you fought the clans before I'm gonna die? Not, and by that I mean in Battletech Advanced, because
Copy that.
you cannot assume the skull missions. The skull difficulty is completely different with the clans. I just want to give you fair warning. So, let's say, for example, I would say in general, if you're fighting the clans, the difficulty goes up by 2 skulls. So, if you're fighting, let's say, a 4-skull mission in the inner sphere, that same 4-skull mission in clan space would be a 6-skull mission. If you did a 1-skull mission in the clans, it would be equal to a 3-skull mission. So that's just a rough estimate, but please keep that in mind. A lot of people go up to clan space and they actually, let's say they're playing level 4 missions, and then yeah, so what you're saying, I'm gonna die, is it totally is. I've got a heavy assault lance now going to run 1-skull missions for gear. Okay, so that's actually a very viable mission type. So if you're playing 3 or 4 skull inner sphere missions, you want to go into the clan space and take on 1 or 1.5 skull missions. If you do anything more than that, you're going to run into trouble. And I'm not trying to give anybody a hard time, but fighting the clan is completely different than fighting the inner sphere.
Commander?
The clan has light mechs that can kick an assault mech's ass if you're not playing correctly.
Moving fast.
So it's very important that you handle it correctly. One thing that can help you in clan space is, I don't like medium pulses that much, but if you have medium pulses, use medium pulses. If you have tags and narc beacons, you absolutely want to use those in clan space. Basically, think of the clans as having a built-in 2 or 3 evasion even before they move, because of their advantage in technology. So that's kind of how I think about it. All right, we got 2 enemies left. We got a Thunderbolt and an Orion. All right, let's see if we can work on this Orion. Yeah, we can handle this heat for 1 round.
I'm generating a lot of heat.
So when you're fighting the clan, and I'll probably do that on the next playthrough. I haven't done that very often lately because I feel like when I get too much clan stuff, this game gets too easy. But in the next playthrough, after I build myself up a little bit, I'm going to go into clan space. So I do like going into clan space. You just get addicted to having the clan technology, and then the game gets a little too easy, in my opinion. So I usually save going into the clan space until I'm pretty far in the game, so I can have some new challenges. But if you're playing levels 4 missions in the inner sphere, and then you think, oh, I can go into clan
minimal
space and
damage on
play
that
level
hit.
4 missions, you will get wrecked.
I'm on the clock.
You will absolutely get wrecked. You need to be doing missions that are 2 levels lower in difficulty if you're going into clan space, if you want to feel like you're successful. If you want to feel like your head is being bashed in, then go for the same level missions. When you go in there, it will not be good. Alright, let's see if we can do a headshot here on this Orion.
Let's see if I'm cool enough to pull this off.
Oh, we got some head strikes in there. Oh, we got 1 head injury.
Yeah, it's getting pretty fucking warm in here.
Heading out.
Let's do some, let's hit the Thunderbolt here. With some fast cam and some sniper artillery.
Receiving you.
Oh, quick question. I'm gonna die. Are you gonna be available to play some MechWarrior 5? Not today, because I had a change in my visitation schedule with my son. Are you available Wednesday night to play some Battletech, some MechWarrior 5? Would really like to get in some gameplay on the channel, but unfortunately my son won't be available today. He will be available tomorrow. So if you could play MechWarrior 5 tomorrow night, that would be great. Now the benefit is we could do it anytime, including the afternoon and evening tomorrow. So anytime after, say, 5 p.m. tomorrow, we could do MechWarrior 5. Let me know if that's something that you can do. I don't know if you have plans. Yeah, 6:30 Pacific. Yeah. Well, I'm going to die in the afternoon. I'm going to be playing some Battletech Advanced on Wednesday. So how about 5 p.m. on Wednesday? I'm going to die. We'll do some MechWarrior 5. Does that work for you? We can actually get in a fair amount of gameplay that day, since it's a holiday and we don't have any homework. That's usually the big issue for me, is my son has a lot of homework. We have to make sure that gets done first. But there's no homework this week. So if you'd like to play at 5 p.m. on Wednesday, I'll lock that into our schedule if that works for you. Great. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. So everybody, you just heard it here. Tomorrow we're going to be doing Battletech Advanced in the early afternoon in the Pacific Coast, and then at 8 Eastern time tomorrow we're going to play some MechWarrior 5 Reloaded. So if you haven't had a chance to see us play some MechWarrior 5 Reloaded, please tune in. It's actually a fun game if you're playing with friends instead of the AI. And the reloaded version of the game is much more playable than the base game of MechWarrior 5. Mods definitely make a difference in MechWarrior 5. So that'll be great. I'm going to die. We will see you at 5 o'clock tomorrow. I will put it into the show calendar so everybody knows that that is coming. That'll be a lot of fun. Alright, so we just have this Thunderbolt to finish off here. This will probably be the last...
What do you need?
Well, I know this is going to be the last battle here for the stream. Unfortunately, the workday is about to start here on the East Coast. So we'll finish off this Thunderbolt. Oh. What was that? The thunderbolt that just shot at me? I missed it. I'm not sure what just shot at
What do
me.
you want?
Alright, our Atlas is definitely overheating. Let's reposition
Bad decisions at high
and give it a
speed.
round to cool off. We'll actually use a vigilance here. That's a good way to cool off your mech using some
Ready for
vigilance. Alright, we still have our Mackie. Oh, so we have this Fury. Whoa, oh, there's a partisan tank there. Okay, that's what that was. All right, let's keep putting the hammer down on this Thunderbolt here.
Locking in all weapon systems.
Nice increase in heat on the Thunderbolt.
Ready for orders.
I'm gonna die. Are you visiting family this week?
On the move. Full speed.
And I should mention, if anybody else wants to join us for Mech Warrior 5, we have room for 4 pilots. So if there's anybody who plays Mech Warrior 5 and you're interested in playing at 8 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow, please send me a whisper on Twitch and we'll get that set up.
That's right. I'm on your day.
That would be a lot of fun if we could have 4 pilots. It does make things a lot more fun because, as anybody who's played Mech Warrior 5 will tell you, the AI pilots are awful. They are just really, really bad. I don't know what else to say. They're just not good. There are some updates with the reloaded mod. They've actually made the AI a little better, but still, it's not very good. So, Mech Warrior 5, I wouldn't play it by myself anymore. I know there's some people that do, but I do like to play it with friends. Or friends of the channel, whichever the case may be. So again, if you're interested, please give me a whisper if you can play Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We have spots for 1 more pilot in the mech bay. Alright, good hits on the Thunderbolt there. See if we can finish out these last 2 enemies and we can finish this mission.
Receiving you.
Now, right now, I'd use a precision strike to get knocked down on the leg. But since we're not going to have that ability as of tomorrow, I'm not going to do that. So we're just going to take our chances that maybe we'll hit the leg. Nope, we did not hit the leg there. Only the center torso.
Standing by.
Alright, let's see if we can get the Dragonfire in range. Same thing here. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll hit the leg. Let's see.
Here it comes.
Target destroyed.
Oh, we hit the engine. I'm gonna die. Says he's going to his. I'm gonna die. Says I'm gonna be going to my parents' place Thursday, having my first full family dinner in 10 years. There's only 8 of us. Well, I'm gonna die. We hope that you stay safe. In this new time where,
Mission
it's
successful.
kind of scary that Thanksgiving is supposed to be a fun, enjoyable experience for people, and yet it's kind of like, I hope nobody gets sick on Thanksgiving. That's like the big drama now. Like, should we go to Thanksgiving? Should we not go? Is anybody going to get sick? It's all about personal choice. All right, Eschewed One, it's time for bed for you, and we're ending our stream in a few minutes anyway, so we'll see you hopefully tomorrow. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate Eschewed One not only joining us in the chat room, but he acts as our moderator. in the chat room, which is very helpful to me. I'm gonna die says, I know, but it's been too long since we've all been together. Well, I mean, the biggest thing is there are things that you can do to make the most of Thanksgiving and be safe. So if you can eat outside, that's always recommended right now, is to try to eat outside. If you can't eat outside, try to wear your masks except when you're eating. That is also recommended. We'll take this ERPPC and we'll take the Gauss rifle. I don't care about Clint parts right now, so we'll see what else we get. All right, Catapult, Clint, Cyclops, Orion, Thunderbolt, ERPPC, Gauss rifle, and some miscellaneous components. Not bad. So we will end the stream now. Thank you everybody for joining us. We'll be back again tomorrow. So let's give you a breakdown on our programming tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a fun day. So tomorrow we'll be playing at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. We'll do 2 hours of Battletech Advanced. Then we'll take a short break. And then around 5 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be doing some more Battletech Advanced with the updated mod. And then at 8 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow, we'll be doing some MechWarrior 5. So we're going to give you plenty of gameplay, I should say, over the next couple days. So we'll see you tomorrow, and have a great day.